situation there in Syria. Clifford May is our guest. He's president of the Foundation for the Defense of Democracies. Good morning, Mr. May.
Good morning.
That figure is stunning, shocking. A lot of people would say disgusting, that we have 60,000 people who've died since the start of this uprising. And, you know, this casualty count continues to rise. A lot of people fear it will get way worse than it is.
Very likely it will, and it really shows a certain hypocrisy. Remember back to Libya, where the reason for the intervention was said to be that there could be a humanitarian catastrophe in Benghazi. Perhaps 5 or 10 or 15,000 people could be killed. We had to do something. I wasn't opposed to the intervention, but if you're going to say that in the West, in America, Canada, and Europe, you're going to intervene when a humanitarian crisis is imminent, how do you look at Syria and not say that that humanitarian crisis has been taking place, is taking place, and as you suggest, could get worse in the days and months ahead?
But we're also hearing more and more evidence of children being maimed, being tortured. Does that not add pressure for some sort of resolution? I mean, where do we go from here?
Well, it adds pressure if from a humanitarian point of view you think that there may be a reason for some sort of intervention or at least a more aggressive diplomatic posture. I don't think it adds any more pressure in terms of the Assad regime, and I'm actually not sure that it adds pressure in terms of the jihadis who have played an increasingly dominant role in the opposition over the past year. Initially, you'll recall, there were peaceful protests against the Assad regime. Little by little, that became less peaceful. Initially, a lot of the different groups were by no means of the radical Islamist bent, but now al-Qaeda-linked groups have come in and they're playing a big role.
So where do you see this going? And we should point out that there have been defections from the Assad regime. There was earlier word that maybe Assad was trying to broker some sort of deal to flee, to seek asylum somewhere. Russia's been distancing itself. So there has been a lot of movement, but where is it all heading?
Well, it's very hard to predict, and I'm not one who makes predictions, just because there are so many variables here. The conventional wisdom is that the rebels will prevail and Assad will fall, whether that's in a matter of days or weeks or months. Very few people are willing to suggest. You're correct that the support for Assad from Russia and perhaps even from Iran seems to be weakening, or at least they seem to be seeing the inevitable, which is Assad's downfall. And the question is, how is that facilitated? Does he have to be killed? Can he withdraw to the Alawite heartland of Syria, the part of the country that his particular ethno-religious group comes from, and hold out there, and then you could have the possibility of a sort of patchwork quilt of different ethno-religious groups, Druze and Christians and Sunnis and Alawites and Kurds, controlling different portions of Syria, which is a nation in name more than it is in reality in a whole lot of ways. And the other possibility is that somehow he gets out of the country. But of course, I am not somebody who's terribly optimistic about what post-Assad Syria is likely to look at. I think it's just very likely there will be sectarian killings, revenge killings, and a scramble for power that's going to be very, very nasty in the wake of Assad's death or defeat or withdrawal or whatever have you.
All right, Clifford May is president of the Foundation for the Defense of Democracies. He's been joining us. We do appreciate your time.
Thank you.